your destination is where you're going to. The code route is the company route that you can put a code in, which is in the database where your company that you fly with. Say I'm flying with Delta Airlines today. I'm a Delta Airlines pilot today. As you can see, Delta Airlines. And yeah, so then you can put the route number in, and then it will automatically fly the plan. But obviously we can't do that because this isn't a company route. So we're Delta Airlines number 2556, and that's our identification. And so the mod thing means that we're modifying it. So we're starting from Kilo Sierra Foxtrot Oscar, and that is San Francisco Airport. And we're going to Kilo Lima Alpha X-Ray, which is Los Angeles Airport. So this first part of the first page is all good, and then I have my flight plan on my next page, and we're going to a waypoint, which are the places that the planes have to fly over so that they can get to their destination, because you can't go in a straight route, otherwise you'll just crash into people. So we're going to a Bayi, Echo Bravo Alpha Yankee Echo, Echo Bravo Alpha Yankee Echo, and we're going directly to that. And then we're going directly, DCT, to Bravo Uniform Romeo Golf Lima. Bravo Uniform Romeo Golf Lima. Burgle. Okay, and that's all good. So now I'm going to execute that. So as you can see on our navigator, you can see that it's made a line to where we need to go. So then we're going to our departures so that it makes us go the right way from the runway instead of just having to go straight and then just do a massive huge turn. So we're taking the Wesler 3 SID departure. So on runway 28 right, Wesler 3, you see that there? And then we're not taking a transition because we don't need to. And then our arrival, we're on 07 left. And we're taking the Ernham 1. Aha, found it. Oh, because never mind, I need to select that first. Ernham 1, 7 left. No transition again. So our cruising altitude is flight level 370, and our transition altitude is 050. 370 is 37,000 feet, and our transition altitude is what we want to descend to. So, and below 10,000 feet, we have to be under 250 knots, and our target speed overall is Mach 0.74 of the speed of sound, and 290 knots after we reach flight level 100. So obviously again flight level. This is just our climb speed. So this should be good. And then let's go through our legs. Is there any discontinuity? So we then need to go into our flight plan, and then obviously we'll see that it says direct to discon. Now that means directly to nowhere, right? Because discon is just like something that isn't there. So now we can see, if we go back into our legs, there is no discontinuity and it's all correct. So yeah, now we activate that, and then we're unable to, different things. Cruising altitude, just to check, we can still go here. Descent altitude, we can still go here. Climb altitude, we can still go here. Okay, so that is all good. So now our flight is set up, and we're now going to pre-plan our pushback. Better pushback, pre-plan pushback. And obviously,
all right, Captain, got the directions. Let me know through the menu when you're ready.
So we're going into better pushback, and we are now ready.
Great news, Captain. Your tow's coming.
Our tow is coming. So that is our jet bridge that I disconnected before we started. And yeah, so we're at San Francisco Airport. And as you can see from the wing, from behind the wing, from the window, that's our gear up shot. and then our default view. So you can see our toe coming there, and then you should hear some beeps where they're putting the bypass pin into the wheel, and then which allows them to push us back, and they're going to clamp our wheel so that it doesn't move. Hear that? Okay, so everything is looking good. ILS is aligned. Power is on.
All right. Looks like the doors and hatches are closed, and we're ready to connect.
You're ready to connect. Good job. Okay, so this is looking quite promising, this flight so far, and yeah, I'm excited. So as you can see our route. So if I zoom out on the route, see that we're going to there, because that line, I don't know what that line's for, but we're not going to continue after there, after we get to San Francisco. So you see, we're being lifted up because they're putting the pin in and they're clamping our wheels together so that they can't move. And you should
Welcome aboard, Captain. Toes connected, bypass pins inserted. Go ahead and kill the parking brake when you're ready to go.
Parking brake.
Here comes the pushback.
Aha, so we're going on the left nav. I'm going to do our speed at 290. And I just realised that we shouldn't do it because the speed doesn't count as autopilot. Note to self for future reference, do not do that, Christian, because just don't. So we're going on LNAV. VNAV is very problematic because it doesn't take into account bank angles and degrees of pitch when we take off. So with VNAV, well, for me anyway, I don't know if it happens for other people, but we will bank at a 90-degree angle, so we will be facing directly down, which you don't want to do because it can make your plane go out of control. Because then, like, even further over that, you're basically inverted, which isn't the greatest thing to do. So let's see. And this scenery is made by Mr. 6X or X6, and yeah, it's just at San Francisco Airport. Hello, Ria. I haven't spoken to you in a while. So now our toe is pushing us. This is good. I know, right? Yeah. So we'll need to start our clock in a minute. How you been doing? I've been good. School's tiring. Yeah, I've been good though, it's all good. What about you? I've also logged all of our fuel that we need. Actually, have I? That's a good point to make, Christian. Applying changes. Okay, so now we've got 3 hours of fuel. No, 1 hour 30 of fuel, which shouldn't take us more. Our estimated flight time is 1 hour and 5 minutes. So yeah, so now we're just getting into position. So we should be facing directly down there, so we're en route to the runway. Is there a runway near here?
Just about done here. Go ahead and set your parking brake.
Set parking.
And we're disconnecting the tow.
So
Give me just a moment.
That runway, we're going to go up and round, and then we're going to go around here. So we're not online multiplayer because oh yeah, it says I'm still 11. Oh yeah, I need to change it. But obviously we're going round and then we're facing the way. I'm not playing online multiplayer because then it'll be bombarded by requesting taxi, requesting this, requesting that. So just keeping it so that I decide when to taxi and when to do all of this other stuff. Isn't the smoothest of gameplay, I'll tell you that.
And we're disconnected. Signal and pin on the left. Take it easy and have a safe flight.
I will take it easy. Disconnected. Pin on left. He'll show us that he's got the pin. So I think I'm going to shut that down. So he's got our pin. Okay, so that's good. So now we're going to pop our flaps down to, I think it's 15 that we need them at. Okay, 15. Okay, good. So now we're going to disable parking brake and we're going to taxi. Slowly taxiing, need to wait for these things. Alrighty then. Need to get stream open on my phone so that I can see chat. The gameplay is pretty smooth, but there's a delay. Yeah, I think, yeah, there probably is. So, here we go. If you don't know, I'm using a joystick right here. So we're going to take this next right here. Which should set us to the nearest runway. Whoopsie daisy, wasn't paying attention there. Okay, I'm going to take this right. Actually, I'm going to take this around here. Alright then. So then we're now going to go. That's a bit too much throttle. So we're now just going to go down this route all the way down there, and then we'll end up at that end, so then we can depart from here. So we're going to be taking off on that runway right next to us, so we're going to need quite a lot of runway, so we're going to go down as long as we can, but that shouldn't be an issue running out of runway, because if in doubt we can just take flaps off, so then they'll give us more speed, but flaps do increase our lift, so depends, but we can't go below 250, we can't go above 250, so when we're climbing underneath 10,000 feet, so 37,000 feet we're aiming for, which I'm going to put in here. That's a holding point. Okay, so I'm going to slow down here. And we're now gonna run on our runway. This is 28 left, so we're gonna go on to 28 right. Pretty sure this one is going that way. If not, it's just different, but that's fine. actually, this is 100% the wrong one-way, I think. Yeah, so we're gonna have to go back over to this one. Because I can't say that I have flown from, what's it called, San Francisco before. I've never flown from San Francisco before, so this is going to be a new experience for me. Let's increase throttles. We haven't crashed this time, so that's a good thing. Okay, so if we depart at the wrong end of the runway, we depart the wrong end of the runway, being honest. So let's go. We're gonna depart from from San Francisco over here. Let's go. Before takeoff checklist, flaps down to 15. Gonna increase throttle to 40%. Everything seems good, so 40%. Here we go. Airspeed is alive. Full throttle. 70, 80 knots checked. 100. V1, rotate. We have a positive rate. Gear up. Gear is coming up. We are looking good. Rocketing high into the sky. I'm going to hand fly this first turn, just so that I actually get some flying time, because most of this flight is going to be on autopilot, so yes. Flaps to 5. Out of the window you can see flaps are going back. I think flaps, most of the flaps are going back. I do enjoy flying the 737-800s because it's nice. It's like, it's weighty but not too light, you know. Like the turns are easy. So we need to keep that. Tilt the nose down, get a bit more acceleration. After we've made this turn and we get to 14,000 feet, I shall take seatbelt signs off. So, I think I'm now gonna... Ooh, yikes. Okay, LNAV engage. Vertical speed 4,000 through 500 we're gonna have. We want to keep our speed at 200 until we get to 10,000, because then after we're at 10,000 we can go to our target speed of 0.74, 290 knots. So looks like a nice flight, I think. So we're at 10,000 feet here, so we can increase it all the way up to 290 knots. And here we are, flying over San Francisco. I said that so weirdly. San Francisco. Lovely view, quite loud. I'll say that. Lovely looking country though. You can see when we increase flaps, decrease flaps I mean, they're now coming in, like going back into the wing, which is a nice addition. Let's have a look out of the passenger window. Nice view for all the passengers there. And after we finish this turn, we should finish in a sec. Why are we continually turning? Huh. What is this? I think we might be turning round. If we turn around and go up there, then we're done, but I don't understand what's happening right now. So we're currently going off flight plan. So I mean, to be honest, if it comes to it, I'm going to have to hand fly the whole flight. Because I have got 1 or 2 failures on. An autopilot failure might be one of them. Hopefully not though. Let's see. So what I'm hoping it does is it turns and gets in line and then comes around here and then goes back. Which it might do. Tell you what, it's a nice looking plane. See, that's the airport we took off from, San Francisco Airport, and we're currently heading down there somewhere, I'm pretty sure. That's the San Francisco Bridge, I think, or Golden Gate Bridge. Pretty sure. Yeah, so I think we're just turning back round. Hopefully, anyway. If we're not, then I will have to obviously hand fly it, and that's not a bad thing, but it's not a good thing. We have just gone in a complete circle though. Hopefully we're going to start to level out in a minute. No, so we need to go into... Aha! Autopilot disengaged for some reason. So we're going to have to hand fly for a minute. Currently at 20,000 feet. Now leveling off. Autopilot 1 engaged. Aha, so okay, so it's back now. Yeah, it's all good. I don't have to hand fly the whole flight, which I'm kind of glad about, but it would have been an experience if I did. Sure, throttles are full. Everything is good. Yeah. So as you can see, we've just gone round and gone back round. So here, we've gone all the way up and now we're coming back round. Pretty good. Flying through 23,000 feet. When we level off, that's when we'll get most of our speed and we'll get up to 100 knots quicker than we are right now. Nice clear day in San Francisco. Very nice. So now we're taking a left turn. I'll give you the window view. I'll probably give you that view, so you can't hear the engines as, like, loudly. But yeah, nice flight so far. Only been live for 20 minutes already, and I've dropped 203 frames, which isn't great, but it is what it is. And if you can see, you can go back and then there are like Like, this is the cabin. It's not like the best cabin, but like a cabin's a cabin, you know. Still increasing of altitude. Look, guess what that is? You can kind of see a curvature of the Earth. Flat Earthers. Looks nice, obviously emitting our gases. No, yeah, 28,000 feet passing through. 10,000 feet to go. We will have to start a descent like early though. So let's have a look at our descent. No, okay. So this is a nice flight, as you can see. 29,000 feet. And climbing. And then we'll know when we level off because it will... I might put some Spotify music on, but copyright free. Because obviously you can't have copyrighted stuff. Because this is YouTube. Demonetization. Yeah, this view is currently outside of the cabin. But it's nice. 31,000 feet and climbing. Very enjoyable. Gear is up, as we can see. Everything's looking good. No faults yet. Hopefully no faults in the future. So now fasten seatbelt signs are off because you can go down that. Okay, sorry about that. So seatbelt signs are off. Cabin meals hopefully coming around in the next few minutes. Opening the door to the cabin. I'm streaming. Just got an altitude warning. I think I'm just gonna hit it at 2,000 feet. Throttles at firewall still. Directly on that line. Yeah, well, plan. So we've done that and we're going all the way down there, so we got quite a while to go. But we can wait there. Seems good. This is very good so far, very smooth. Might not be the smoothest of landings because there are crosswinds, I'm pretty sure, but I'll do my best. I'm not great with crosswinds because I do get thrown about a bit, but it is what it is. 34,700 feet, and then that is odd. I think I'm going to take my vertical speed off and just keep like that. What is causing us like this to not be gaining altitude? Flaps are... Ooh. Dunno. If I just increase a bit more. Now we're starting to gain altitude. Nice views from both angles. Inside, down. Haven't got anything banned. We've got a tail cam, which if you've been on an A380, which I have, you'll know that they have a tail cam. I think they have it on the A350, the 747, I think. So we're taking LNAV. What is happening, dude? .500. We should gain altitude by this. Don't know what is happening. I'm just gonna leave you with the tail cam. I'll tell you what, the aeroplane models in X-Plane 11 are like, they're top class. Top class. I'm gonna look up some copyright-free music. Let's see. Copy. Free. This is not copyright free. They're all Alan Walker, what? Let me look it up on the internet. 37,000 feet and holding. I'll give you a wing view. Copyright 3 music catalog on Spotify. If I get copyrighted, I'm going to be annoyed. Don't know if any of these are explicit actually. I've never heard any of these songs. Are any of them explicit? Oh, a lot of them. You can see me. We're still following flight plan. Yeah, we are still following flight plan. Ah. Sorry, you have to do that to see if you're following flight plan. Yikes, we're overspeeding. We're overspeeding! I don't know how we're overspeeding. But I guess overspeeding is overspeeding, you know. Don't know, because usually it's 300. It might be because we're at 37,000 feet. Might be. Joystick here. It is the Speedlink Dark Tornado. Why do I look so lanky? Ugh. I'm gonna mute my mic and take face cam off. As I need to go do something. We're back. Ooh, nice music. So hopefully you haven't had any warnings whilst I've been gone, but okay, so I'm going to give you a quick rundown of the cockpit. So basically this panel here, let's start with this panel here. So if I just zoom into this, so we've got our radio and our minutes and then our baro that we need to go to. So it depends if, how we want to communicate with people. We have our VOR on and off, which is different VOR stations so we can see where the stations are. And then this controls that. So then if you look, these are VOR stations right here. So then it says where we're going to, our next waypoint, which is here, Abayi, something like that. So, but if I change it to VOR, it shows the different VOR stations, and then approach and stuff. So this changes the way that it looks, the navigation system looks. This changes how far you're zoomed in and out. So we're currently at 20 nautical miles, but we can go all the way up to like 540, you see, so we're so zoomed out, you can see all of those VOR stations. So, going back to 20 nautical miles, course, so if you want to set it here, we can change our course. This is our speed, so how many knots we want to go out, and our Mach speed, which is how fast we are compared to the speed of sound. So I'm pretty sure we'll be turning now. And this is our heading, so we're turning. So our heading is where you're facing. So you can see this little number up here. We're now heading 125, 126, 127. And if I was to press heading select, it would move us to that heading position. So then we know where to head. So usually that's when ATC give you instructions, and then you can, and then they're like, this we will be Delta Airlines 2556, fly heading 240, vectors for the visual runway. So it's saying fly heading there, and then so then you can see the runway, and just for you, so that you can see and fly down visually, you're going to land on runway 26 right or whatever, or 26 left. This is VNAV. I'm not too familiar with that because the first time I pressed that button, I went on a 90-degree bank and it wasn't fun. This is for the heading, these knobs, so you can change your heading with this one, and with this one you change how quick you move. So if you're at 10, you'll go on a small bank, but if you're all the way at 30, you'll go at a large bank. This is approach, this is your, actually to choose it, level change. This is your altitude, so I've chosen 37,000 feet, which is flight level 370, because that's what SimBrief gave me, and SimBrief is a platform that you can use to plan, like, your different, what are they called? Your different routes. This is vertical speed, so this is how, like, your pitch, basically. So say that my vertical speed was minus 4,000, I would be facing downwards, but if it's positive 4,000, I'll be facing upwards, if you understand what I mean. This is how you engage and disengage autopilot. These are all the different options for autopilot. Again, course, and the same thing just for the first officer. Down here you have a yoke, which is the steering wheel. You see, so when that turns, the whole plane turns, basically. And you can pull back, and that makes you tilt up, push forward, makes you go down. This is the flight management computer, which is where you do all your routes on. So then when you put LNAV, it engages with this, so you can see your routes. And then it will take you on the route, basically. This is our engines stability and our temperature outside, which is minus 57 degrees Celsius, which is very cold. This is the speed brake. So like in a car, you will have a handbrake. This is like a speed brake where you will pull back, and then some flaps come up at the side. So I'll show you right now. So say that I put my speed brake on. You'll see those have come up, those things there. So now if I just disengage that, because we don't want to have speed brake on because it will slow us down. These are the flaps, and these are little things that come out of the bottom of the wing that I was on about earlier, that help to slow down the aircraft when you're coming into land and generate lift when you're taking off. Again, you've got flight management computer, and these wheels are the trim. So say that I was to set the trim to high, we're overspeeding again. Oh yeah. Say that I was to set the trim to high, it would pitch the nose up by that much, because the trim is for like minute details of pitch that you can't really execute with the yoke, basically. So down here we have all of our communications. So these things here is our squawk, which is what the ATC controllers use so that they can actually see us. So I could change this. So say that they were the ATC controllers. We're gonna say, let's say, you're cleared IFR for Los Angeles. Wind is calm and squawk 3415. We would have to put that number in, so 3415, and change it to squawk mode Charlie, which is the default mode, so that they can see us wherever we are. These are the communications, so you edit the communications on the standby one. So say that it was 122.8, and then I'll press that button, it will switch us to the 122.8. That's the active, and again, just another version of these, so in case one fails. And then this is exactly the same. All of this is for our rudder and our flight controls. Yeah, these are for engines, so these two things here, if we cut them off, it means that the engines are now cut off and they don't have any fuel going to them. These are if we want to cut out in case of fires, and yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it, apart from these. But you have your, just basically, all your power, all your navigation, your IRS. Your IRS is how it's aligned, so you need to align your IRS up here, which I already did before I started streaming. You have your wipers, so if I was gonna see, you have all your lights, so if I want to turn the logo light on, we have all of our, basically all of our lights up here, runway turn off lights, taxi lights, our crossfeed of our fuel pumps, you have our ground power, fasten seatbelt signs, off, auto, on. We have our engines, electricity, and our wings, and then we have the brightness of our panel. We have our APU, our APU gen and bleed, and basically that is it. That is basically all of the cockpit that is necessary. You have a cup of coffee down there, and yeah, that is most of the cockpit done. Otherwise it will be too complicated and stuff. But then this is the clock that I forgot to activate, because the pilots only get paid by how long their clock was ticking. But yeah, so we've now got our speed 265, altitude 37,000. Everything is looking good. So we have our different legs. So we're currently on the way to Urnham. So we're actually on more or less on our arrival now. Because Urnham was the name of our arrival star. SIDS and stars are basically the way that you line up and take off the runway. So if I was to take off, I would then take a SID to the way to wherever, so then it will get me aligned, ready to start my plan. And then a star is how it would align you with the runway. So my star now will take me to runway 7 left and get me aligned for it, so then I can manually navigate the flight, basically. Hello, Mr. Beast. Oh, hi, Toby. Okay, cool. Everything is looking good. Obviously, because I'm not online and I'm not with ATC, then I wouldn't need to squawk. But I've just done it for the sake of it, because just why not, being honest. I've been live for 55 minutes, on the way to Los Angeles. Welcome to new viewers. We've got copyright free music in the back. We're currently on the way to Los Angeles in America. This is the first time I've actually flown in America. Not even lying, because I usually fly around Europe, and in Europe you take lots of taxiways. And taxiways, let me show you on the map. Freeze for a sec. Okay, cool. Taxiways are all of these blue lines, you see? So you go along those blue lines. They're kind of like roads. They're like where you go across. So in here, in flight plan, and I go into the next page, it says via. So this is just like obviously when we're approaching and stuff. But the direct, it's saying it's go directly there. Don't take a route. But usually in Europe, you use a lot of these taxiways. I'm gonna say just plain roads, basically. So say like UL 706, Uniform Lima 706, and different different roads that you can take to get you to that thing easier and more efficiently. So we've actually shaved 15 minutes off of this flight because we've used 1 or 2 taxiways. So I'm gonna leave you once again to just enjoy the view, and I'll give you this view this time. Yeah, and I'll leave you with this. So I'll see you in a bit. Hello again. I just saw that we were turning and I was like... So how close are we to LAX? Oh, we're so close to LAX. Oh, mad. So this is LAX here and we are here. Okay, so it was good that I came back at the time that I did. Because hopefully it's going to line us up. Which is what I'm going to hope happens. But if it doesn't, then I'm going to have to fly manually. So, vertical speed. We're going down to 5,000 feet. Because I really should have started to descend. Overspeeding. Oh, yikes, yeah, I forgot. So that is LAX airport right there. So we're coming into land. I'm just going to do something real quick. We're back. Okay, so we're currently descending. Descending at quite a lofty speed. So, don't know how this is going to take us. Yikes. So I will, once we get down to 2,500 feet, I will disengage autopilot. And I'll hand fly to our location. Maybe 3,500. Because we don't look to be descending that quick. We're descending now. No, don't overspeed, we're gonna overspeed. Oh, it's 350 now, haha. Descending very quickly. Because our autopilot is taking us all the way around. So, I'm gonna disengage autopilot. Autopilot is disengaged. 20,000 feet descending. It's going to slow our airspeed down. So this is now me manually flying the plane. First time I've ever landed at Los Angeles airport. So speed brake is engaged. Flaps are down at 10. Increasing angle. This copyright-free music isn't great. We're decreasing in altitude whilst rotating. Going to disengage the speed brake. Never mind, engaging it again. Still. Okay. So. Decreasing in altitude. Turning some more. Because what I'm doing now is I'm turning so I come up here and then I can go and then actually get on the runway. So we basically need to hit that V210. And then we'll be lined up once we're there. Once we're on the V210. Then we are good. So I think I'm gonna hold 5,500. Calibrate. This song is terrible. I don't know. Lost Art. Phoenix. Okay, we're gonna hold this altitude. I'm gonna take a guess and say that we need to go around that way. So I think we're going around the wrong way. Then obviously if we are going the wrong way, then that's kind of fine. Because then we can just overfly it. Even if we're too high, we can just overfly it. Oh yikes, I need to increase in altitude. Seatbelt signs coming on. I'm gonna hold 4,000. Okay, so if we keep this altitude, then we should be able to hit that runway right there. So you can guess and see that it's somewhere. I see the runway. Some almighty music, I'm not even lying. Music like we're about to do something heroic. Because we are, we're about to land a plane full of passengers. Let's go, everybody. Okay, full attention span. I see the runways. My sister keeps ringing me and it's really annoying. She needs to stop ringing me. Descending in altitude, gears going down. Three green. But what I'm saying by 3 green is that above that lever that I've just put down on the far right of your screen, there are 3 green things, which means all 4 of gears are down and correct. Not lined up with the runway. This might not be the butteriest of landings, I'll tell you that. But this runway dead ahead of me. Music is coming off. Lining up with the runway. Bit low, need to increase power and altitude. May have to do go around seeing as I don't have clear visual of runway. I have a visual of runway. Sending towards runway. Brake is coming on. It already is down. Coming into land. 1,000 checked. Lovely LAX airport right here. 500 checked. 400 checked. 300 checked. 200 checked.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Absolute
on the ramp for a push.
butter. Absolute butter. Hold that nose. Reversers are coming up. What a landing, I'll tell you that. I will tell you that. That was one of my best, I'll tell you that. Oh, I'm actually so happy with that. Great job, Christian. Good job. I'm so happy with that. Such a nice flight and such a nice landing. Welcome to Los Angeles. I need to find a spare gate. Aha, found one. I think I'm gonna get a pushback just to finish it all off.
Alright, Captain, got the directions. Let me know through the menu when you're ready.
I'll tell you what, that landing was like...
Great news, Captain, your tow's coming.
That's our toe right there. I'm so proud of that landing. Stop our clock now. 22 minutes I had the clock on for. Oop, that that pushback just got hit. Absolutely impeccable. I'm so proud of myself, like beyond proud. Because as we hit it, it was like, ooh.
Alright, looks like the doors and hatches are closed and we're ready to connect.
We're ready to connect. Waiting for them to connect because I don't want to end it skew-if like we are now. Because I was a bit excited about our victory, so I kind of yeah, I got too excited and forgot to actually look where I was landing. We can disengage parking brake and disengage flaps. Make sure all of
Welcome aboard, Captain. Toes connected, bypass pins inserted. Go ahead and kill the parking brake when you're ready to go.
Kill the parking brake.
Here comes the pushback.
We're pushing back. Will we hit that? Oh, I think. Ooh. Oh, that was so close. Oh no, we did hit it. Never mind. Just lining us up to go there. That was a great flight. An hour and 17 or 18 minutes it took for us to fly there. Successful and one of my best landings as well, so I am proud of myself. Are we seriously stopping there? That's not where I wanted to be towed. See, they know where I want to be towed.
Just about done here. Go ahead and set your parking brake.
Parking brake set.
And we're disconnecting the tow. Give me just a moment.
Tow disconnected. Oh, I'm happy with that, so. So, you should come up to the left. A lot of American Airlines flights, I'll tell you that. He should come up to the left and show us the pin.
And we're disconnected. Signal and pin on the right. Take it easy and have a safe flight.
I've already flown, but thank you very much, sir. Let's go. Boom. Well, that was a great flight, and thank you for watching the stream. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the flight from San Francisco to Los Angeles, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.